Hello and welcome to the Dead Air Dudes. I'm Izzy.
I'm Raka, greeting one and all.
Greetings, greetings. Welcome back to another movie review. This time we're going back to the horror genre, and we're going to review Becky.
Becky, a 2020 this year American action thriller film, directed by Jonathan Milott. I hope I don't butcher that. And Carrie Mournion.
Probably mangled that pretty good, but yeah, written by.
Okay, so the two stars. There's a cast of people, but the two main stars here is Lulu Wilson and Kevin James.
Yes, Kevin James of King of Queens fame. Yes. For all you that did not know, just for that reason of him being in this movie, you should watch it. That being said, we're gonna do a quick, not even a quick bit of play. We're just gonna, give the present synopsis, and then we'll just give our views and give a rating. Bang bang, bang 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 bang.
One quick tidbit here is that the film was supposed to premiere in Tribeca Film Festival.
Yes, it was.
In April of this year, but due to what happened, something happened in springtime this year and got pushed back. The world-ending pandemic.
Yes,
and so it got pushed back, and now it's on demand. We viewed it on Amazon Prime. The good people of Amazon and share their wealth. Okay.
Let me give you a quick fun fact. I don't know if you knew this. Originally, Simon Pegg was slated to play the villain until he dropped out in May 2019 due to scheduling conflicts. Kevin James was announced as his replacement 1 month later.
Now, Kevin James has come out and say that he was kind of looking forward to break out of his pigeonhole typecast. He's a comedian, he plays slapstick, he plays the oh poor me type very well. After doing this film, and we will say more after we conclude and wrap things up, he really embraced it. He actually loved it, and he could not wait to do another film, if not more films, where he is off his comfort zone by far. You can't get any more off than his character here.
Yeah, his character Dominic is so far from the King of Queens that
there's not a comedic line in the whole movie.
Well, no, there are a couple indirect comedic.
Not from him.
No, I mean there's a couple
actually
that happen, but I mean it's not like funny, haha, more like funny, like holy shit, funny, like the eyeball.
Actually, he does. He's given a lot of lines which are layered, in depth, sinister.
The eyeball scene is hilarious.
The eyeball scene, yeah. I mean, so it's not as far as he's been giving comedic lines or characters. I mean, there's a few situations that the characters have been placed in, which is both awkward and horror. But to get to it, so in the beginning of the movie, it opens up with the main character, Becky, who must say right from the get-go, I must say, throughout the whole movie, she is the shining star of the movie. I think she has portrayed a very young, disturbed, traumatized, soon to be or already is psychopath in training.
Yes.
But she's angry. She's so angry.
And she's
got rage.
Because her mom passed away.
But you open up the movie in classic flashback sequence where she's being interviewed by presumably cops and a detective or / court-appointed psychotherapist, whoever it is, to recount what has happened. And so what is happening is it is a weekend getaway with her dad. But in the beginning, you see juxtaposed situations with the prison and a prison riot were breaking out. Dominic, played by, of course, he gives a homemade shank or some kind of stabbing weapon to another inmate, and they take somebody down. At the same time, there's a fight breaking out at school, in the school halls, and Becky seems to be the person getting punched. But in essence, she's not. This is a cinematographic kind of juxtaposition where you're I guess metaphorically, she feels like she's a punching bag. But she's messed up. She's lost. She's fragmented. She's fractured, and she is traumatized because she lost her mom. Throughout the movie, there are scattered flashbacks to the mom who has undergone a terminal illness, and she loses her. She's very close to her mom. As the father comes and picks her up, the dad comes. He's what? He's right from the very beginning. You get that feeling. You don't get that feeling. You get the message. She's troubled. She's rebellious. She's a pain in the ass to deal with. She talks back.
And he's kind of
She's
a
quick.
pushover type of guy who,
Yeah.
even though loved the mom, but there was just something off about him in the sense that he kind of was kind of a pussy. It seemed, and obviously she's more mad because he has a girlfriend.
We had the girlfriend who's black.
Yeah.
And the girlfriend has a kid, and they allude in the movie that she lashes out at the girlfriend, saying, "My mom would have hated you." So you get the sort of illusion that mommy was kind of racist, or mommy could have been neo-Nazi type. Mommy could have been bigoted.
Get that? See, I never see. At first glance, I thought, I'm not sure I got that. I got it more of the fact that
you never replace my mom.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
She wouldn't like her because of the way she is. Because obviously, Becky knows of,
See, this is where I think she does know, and the mom was bigoted in some way, because there's an emblem on the key. The key is the central thing in the whole movie. This is why Dominic and his cohorts break out of prison. He's got the big swastika on the back of his head. Let's
get to the nitty gritty. Let's explain it real quick. Basically, Dominic and his cohorts, they're being transferred because, there
was a big riot in prison.
I guess to a maximum security or more secure location. It's all planned out. They actually, break out. They actually break out in the transportation, and they escape. Okay, now he's obviously a neo-Nazi. He has these guys under him. One dude, a huge dude, who's played by the ex-wrestler, Robert Miley. You might know more as Kurrigan in the WWE.
Apex. He plays the role of Apex. He's the muscle.
Yeah.
Who has a weakness for kids.
Exactly.
Which is very pivotal.
They break out for the reason they've been planning this breakout, because they have to go find this key. Now, this key is in the house where Becky and her family owned or whatever. Now, therein lies the whole, problem, and everything, that now I'm thinking maybe you might be right.
Because the key has an emblem, a white power emblem, or white.
Why would the key be there in the first place?
Exactly. So maybe the house could have been a meeting point, could have been pivotal in the group, the organization. Maybe they are all involved. Maybe he wanted to break out. Maybe he being the dad, because if you're married to her and you're married into this situation and you're married into knowing what she's a pledge allegiance to, and then only a year later or less, he meets up with a girl, their boyfriend, girlfriend.
Shit, because it's only been a year later. Oh, I really love your mom. Yeah.
Well, this is where I say this is my trash point number one. It's a year, man. It's a year, and you're introducing.
Scumbag move, to be honest. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's me.
It's either a scumbag move that's very planned, or it's not planned out well by the writer. Yeah, you can't. It can't be
planned it on purpose that to have her be upset at him for this. Unless
they weren't married at that point. No. Maybe they had separated. Maybe because they don't say mom and dad. They could have had an estranged marriage. They could have been divorced. They could have been separated.
You're reading too much into it.
Well, then it doesn't jive. That's the one thing that
it's a horror movie. It's supposed to fucking jive.
Yeah, you don't meet up with another girl in 1 year. I'm sorry, it doesn't work that way. Anyway, moving on.
That's what I tell you. The guy is a fucking because even his relationship with this new girl, you can see already that he's subservient to her, and she runs the show. Oh, she doesn't listen to you. Oh, you have to basically be harder with Becky, and
Yes, he's nicer to her son. He's nicer to her son than with Becky. So Becky goes off into her little hideaway where she has a picture of the family, her family, which is now fractured, and now she has been introduced to the girlfriend who is soon to be the fiance. She just storms out of the house. While she storms out of the house,
right.
Dominic and company come in looking for a dog.
Becky's kind of a brat, I'll be honest.
It's a front. They come in. They just want to find the key. Yes. Dominic does not hesitate. He gets to the point. He shoots the girlfriend's leg. He beats up the guy. He's quick. He's not a dumbass.
He's calculated.
He realizes there's a backpack. Whose backpack? It's a girl's backpack. How old is this girl's backpack? There's a cell phone. Whose cell phone? No one knows about the key. No, so he's trying to get leverage. He's trying to get blackmail. He's trying to get whatever he can. And they realize Becky. They think Becky's a dog. Whatever, the big muscle guy, Apex, he takes the girl and the kid to the room. He was supposed to rough him up or kill them. But he doesn't do it because he has a softball. He says, run, get out.
Exactly.
The point is Becky's out on the run. They know Becky's out there. Dominic figures this out. And the first thug that goes after him, the first thug that goes after her, what happens? She kind of panics, but she also is pretty quick. She realizes what's happening here. She hears gunshot. She sees the other dog, or hears the other dog screaming, and then barking. It goes over. Right. So then she goes up. She sees the picture of her mom, and it just unlocks the rage. She gets on her freaking hat. She gets her backpack on. She gets her ruler and pencils, anything she could grab. Gets to the top of the damn outhouse that she's in, or little safe shack that she's in, and confronts one of the thugs. Tells it, gets a diversion, throws something far, thinking it's the key. The guy's like, "All right, you want to play games?" You're looking around. Then she gets on a freaking little highline thing and comes down, stabs the guy. This is where the turning point of the movie, where you really define Becky's character.
Yeah, but don't forget, I think also they kind of foretold that the fact that she had a temper, the fact that she was already a little on there, that when she gets to the fort, what ends up happening is she loses her shit. She destroys everything inside the fort.
Yes. She has a shit fit. But she takes the ruler that's in the guy's neck. I mean, she stabs him savagely. Savage. That's perfect for her. And then steps on the ruler to make sure it goes through and dead.
Great scene. Love the gore. The blood was gushing. Was awesome. My only thing, how the fuck didn't the ruler break? The same.
Yes. Okay. Trashing point number 2. She has they pit her against Becky very well. Becky and Dominic pit against each other very well as far as wit and as far as maybe ruthlessness. And I think by and large, the downfall to Dominic is that he underestimates this 12-year-old girl, 11-year-old girl, whatever she is.
13.
And she takes down thug number 2, and she's about to be taken down by Apex as we move through the story. And Apex has a little soft spot again in his heart for the kids. You're too young. You can run away, change. You don't have to be like this.
One of the best scenes, which I've never seen before in my life. And I thought it was phenomenal. Becky has 2 dogs. One was shot, and the other one, Diego, who was with her. When Diego attacks Apex, and Apex knocks the shit out of the dog, that was fucking great. That was great. I've never seen it before in my life. It was phenomenal. He concussed, but knocking it out. He concussed
the dog. And again, kudos for a first timer. And then Apex goes off
and just
to
leave
walk
it.
the earth like Cain.
Yeah, like
And
almost like
he's
a
left.
Frankenstein's monster type thing, you know?
Now we wrap up towards the ending here, where Becky now is now on the attack, and she's attacking. Well, I'm sorry to say this is just proceeding without. This is very careless on me, but you should have known from the somewhere in the very early beginnings when Dominic is calling out Becky. She kills her dad. He sees this. If
Yeah,
that didn't, she
Dominic,
already was on the rage path, but for everything that she was with her dad was her last parent. Um, the dad still cared for her, even though she had all this attitude and anger and angst. So dad's dead. Soon to be stepmom, who she cannot stand and will never accept, and soon to be stepbrother is in the house. She's gushing with blood on her thigh. Dominic is now by himself. He is down to one. Apex is
Becky
gone.
has dispatched them like a psychopathic Kevin from Home Alone.
Yes, this has been compared. This has been compared to Home Alone 2020, Angry Girl.
Yeah. Now we cannot stress enough how much gore is in this film. Gorehounds will love it. The blood runs rampant and everywhere, and the way the rage within this little girl, preteen, whatever you want to call, is great. And
it's both methodical and savage.
The final battle with Dominic is something to be seen.
She's a scary, scary girl. It's dark. There's a fire pit. She's roasting marshmallows, and she basically challenges Dominic, who has a gun, like, come get me. And then she takes a water handgun, but as we soon to find out, it's filled with lighter fluid. Yeah. And she streams it through the fire pit, basic in essence, making a flamethrower. And lights up Dominic, and he's on fire. And, it doesn't end there. She has the dog locked up in the car. It's 2 cars. She's in 1 car. She opens up. She taunts him. The car door opens. The dog bites him in the arm. I mean, all this stuff. At some point, Dominic bests the fire. Oh, yeah, the eyeball scene. We passed that one, but he's got 1 eye.
Yeah.
Which is gore, which is great gore.
There's a big eyeball scene.
You got to see the eyeball scene. That's classic. Even if later you get only just cuts of it, just watch the cut of the eyeball scene. So he's been lit on fire. The dog bit him. Now he's
finally bests her. Apex comes out. Starts. Apex.
Did you like that scene? Did you like that scene, sir?
It was predictable. It was very, ex machina. It was very, what's gonna happen now? Who's gonna save her? And you knew that Apex was gonna freaking come out because, after all, the hardened criminal Dominic, who, truth be told, he's a big guy,
but he mentions he has a lot of regrets.
Yeah, so you knew that physically, 1-on-1, she couldn't withstand. She couldn't take him down. As resourceful as she is, as angry as she is, as full of rage as she is, so you knew that would have to happen.
Yeah,
so
she has a massive disadvantage.
Exactly. So, boom.
But did you like?
Did I like it?
Did you like how the director salvaged the Apex scene?
Yes. Which I don't want to spoil it. Yes. I thought
that was actually good. I
was upset by the predictability of the scene that he came back, but then after, okay, thank you. Moving.
There is no ifs, ands, or buts. There is no leeway. There is no prisoners. There's no making up. There's no repents. Becky is on the warpath with one directive in mind, which I can applaud. She doesn't get a soft spot. She doesn't get a huggy embrace. She doesn't get the I'm tortured and emotional and I need help and I got to defend myself. No. No. She's unapologetically savage,
Yeah.
which I like. So
I'm
without
actually
without spoiling much, she grinds up to death. I'll leave it at that. Dominic takes care of Apex. Leave that one there too. And then the movie wraps up with the beginning scene. She's back with the, I assume to be detective and court-appointed psychologist, and they are concerned about her and very much concerned of her violence, how she kind of either checks out memory-wise what happened, can't recall what happened, or does not want to admit what happened as far as her part with dealing with these home invaders, which leaves room obviously for Becky too, right? It's gonna come.
No, it would have to come because
There's a sequel on the works, right?
she did not, without giving spoilers out. Actually, this is pretty much a spoiler-free, review.
Yeah, which we're trying. We gotta. We want to be good to kind to you guys.
We normally kind of, go through the whole movie and we're kind of going back and forth. I mean, it's not perfect, but all right. Bottom line, give us your rating. What do you think?
Although it's not for me going to win any kind of awards, it's not bad movie. It's not terrible. It's not going to be an Academy winner, but it was an enjoyable flick. Like you said, partly predictable. Did I like the gore? Yes. Did I like the savagery? Yes. Did I like very much like the two main actors and actress who plays the roles? Yes. So I would give it middle of the road. I'm doing popcorn with butter, not all the fixings, not all the trimmings, not the nachos with cheese and the dip, but an enjoyable movie with popcorn and butter.
For me, as a horror movie fan, it worked. As it being a movie with a coherent story, the machinations of the main characters, whatever. I mean,
it's not wholly original.
No, but
was it entertaining?
If you want a great final girl, movie, yes, it was awesome. The gore.
I'll leave it at this. Should there be Becky? Should there be Becky 2? Which, how could there not be? Should there be Becky 2? And it elevates her character and adds a little more complexity to it.
If it goes in the way that it should, or I think that it should go, yes. If it goes to retreat of a Home Alone 2, I would say just leave it as is and that's it.
Yeah, then it'll be forgettable. But if it goes in the way where her character gets a little more complex, a little more contrite, a little more reflective,
a little older,
and maybe in a situation where she has to come to that decision of kill or not kill, and she doesn't kill for a certain reason, then we have an evolution of character. Otherwise, we're going to have just a regular, typical slasher series, which, it's okay. It's unremarkable. Could go in, could go without. But all in all, I give it a 1 thumb up.
I give it a 1 broken thumb up.
Ooh. Put that on ice, my friend. Put that on ice.
So there you go. That's our kind of offbeat review of Becky. And stay tuned for our other horror reviews coming up, where we're gonna do VFW and Guns Akimbo coming soon. So stay tuned for that. Let us know what you guys thought of Becky. You agree with us, disagree with us? Like, subscribe, watch us on our podcast, comment, all that good stuff. So that being said, I'm
friends. I'm Raka. Enjoy the movie and remember to save the whales.
Take care.